And if you don't know, now you know, you know. You know very well. Buy some calls. Don't short the market. It's not the top. YouTube. YouTube. What it do? It's your boy Little Petty checking in with you guys with another stock market episode. And as you guys all know, in my episodes, we like to do things my way or the highway. But yeah, man, I thank everybody for tuning into my YouTube channel. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe. What we do on my stock channel or my YouTube channel, we talk about stocks. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to go over some of the technicals. This is going to be a little bit of a rant. I don't really have a subject what we're going to talk about, but we're going to talk about the small account challenge. We're going to talk about some plays that we see coming up. And you know what? We could talk about the play of the weekend premium crush that we're going to set up for this week. So make sure you guys stay tuned to the very end. I'm going to talk about the plays that we're going to be setting up for this weekend premium crush on Tesla and some of the trades that we have going on in for the weekend premium crush. So sit back, stay tuned, subscribe if you're new, and let's get it. Let's get to it. All right, so today in the stock market, we're gonna jump in over here on the chart and look at the SPY 500, the S&P 500, and basically we went sideways today. It was a sideways day, an inside bar. The last video I dropped was when we had this reversal candle, and like I said, I think we're basically gonna recover a little bit, and we are recovering. We're holding above this 12 EMA moving average, and we're curling up, so it looks like we're possibly gonna come fill this gap up here. I wouldn't be surprised if we do come down a little bit before we do pop. But anything is possible right now. The markets have still been basically bullish. So let's go ahead and zoom into the smaller time frame. As you guys see, we had that pullback. We did get this cross. We are setting up for another cross. So as you guys can see, we held these supports levels down here. These lower wicks on the 1 hour chart. So this right here, this 307 would be to watch out for tomorrow on Friday if we do pull back. And we'll be watching this 307 level really going into the next few days. So that's what we are looking at in the overall stock market. Let's go ahead and go to the 1 year. As you guys can see, we are still coming up. And if you guys didn't know, we bought the dip back down here. Go check out my YouTube videos. But I'm not going to drain you with that. Let's jump into the market watch and see what we see. Let's go to the indices. And the Dow Jones, Microsoft was up. We had the financials was down today. So when the financials are going down, it's going to be hard for the markets to really rally. Google was down a little bit. Microsoft was strong, and we had some other small businesses that went up today. The Russell looked pretty good. Healthcare was leading the way. Consumer Directory, and in the SP 500, yeah. So that's what we see. Let's check out the VIX real quick. So the VIX is basically setting up this bear flag. It's hard for the VIX to rally when the markets are basically grinding. So the markets, they like to do the slow grind up. That's why the strategy of selling put options is very profitable, because overall the market goes up. So let's look at the 5 year. As you can see, the market does the slow trend and it has a hiccup for a little bit. But overall, selling puts on the way up is how you're going to be consistently profitable. You're going to take a few losses on the way, but overall, you're going to win your trades. So let's go ahead and jump into the small account challenge. And as you guys can see, the account is doing pretty good right now. We're up about 1,300 on the year. We had a $350 day. The account balance right now is about 4,000, and our cash balance is about 2,500. So the plays that we have set up, we have our Twilio play. We have a Tesla, Spotify, and Roku. Yeah, we're going to talk about the Spotify play because we took this trade today. So Spotify, let's go to the 1 hour chart. So boom, Spotify is basically on an uptrend right now. They had a breakout day today. They got above. They had a gap up. So we got alerted that they had the gap up, and we basically checked the stock, and we took our entry in today. I'm gonna show you our entry. What time? Because we were on it today. So we got filled. Spotify. So we got filled at 6:40. So let's go ahead and jump in the chart and see what happened. So we got in on this candle right here. So what I'm looking at, this is a clear breakout. So the stock, it's gapping up in the morning. Strong news. This is basically a bull flag that's going to break out. Now, what usually happens is because it gaps up, people are going to take profit in the morning, but the momentum is going to carry. This is a low float stock. So Spotify, it has a lot of room to run. So what we ended up doing once it got into this candle, we sold a put credit spread right at the 210s. They expire next week. Looking back, I wanted to sell a daily or ones that expire tomorrow, but we wanted to give a little bit of time because I believe this stock is on. Well, I don't believe it is on a blue sky breakout. It should hold these levels. So we sold basically a put credit spread that expires next week under the 210. So as you guys can come see right here, Spotify, we sold the 210 and the 207. And if you come into the chain, you can see. So we ended up selling the 210 and we bought the 207.5. And these right now are worth 55 cents. And we got filled at $1. So that gives us a profit of $90 because we sold 2 contracts. So as long as Spotify continues to go up, these contracts should come down. We'll more than likely look to close them out early as long as we can get majority of the profit out of this trade. Now the Twilio trade, we did set the Twilio trade up. Twilio. So we set the Twilio trade up yesterday. So we set the Twilio trade up. I like Twilio. I talked about it. I think I might have talked about it in my last video. I don't remember. But yeah, I like Twilio. So we'll show you this stock right here. And the contracts that we're holding, they actually expire tomorrow. And we bought a debit spread too. So we bought a debit spread because I'm pretty bullish on the stock. Check out my Twitter where I drop all my plays. But over here on the Twilio trade, we did sell the 2 12.5s and the 210s. Now these contracts expire tomorrow. I believe the stock should hold this breakout range right here. So, but as long as the stock doesn't drop below 212 tomorrow, we will be able to collect our $200 that we took on this trade. And you can see we have a order out right now. So the trade was, we sold right here. We got a credit of 114 and 106. So that's like what, 120? So 220. So we got a credit of 220. We sold these contracts. We sold 2 of them. And we're looking to close this out tomorrow. Hopefully the stock goes up and we'll be able to collect majority of this profit. And Tesla. So Tesla, we've been doing good on Tesla. We ended up selling a 990. So as for tomorrow, we need Tesla stock to close above 990. Let's pull up the chart real quick. And as you guys can see, we have basic, let me zoom in. As you guys can see, we're on this 3-day uptrend. I wanted to sell another one, but overall, I talked about in my last video how I plan to make $900 this week. We're basically on pace to make that. Now I need Tesla stock to basically close above 990 tomorrow. So we're looking pretty good as long as the stock market doesn't have a gap down in the pre-market and trend down tomorrow. I'm going to be closing this contract out as soon as possible. So this contract has a value of $228 max profit. We're at about 67% on the close. And tomorrow, like I said, if the stock gaps up, we will try to close these out for about 40 cents on the open. And Roku. So the Roku trade, this is basically, and we took this trade a few days ago too. Yes, so we got filled on the 16th, which was on Tuesday. So on Tuesday we got a debit spread, 2 debit spreads, out the money with time. So we got a 30-day 170 and 165, and we also got a 120-day October. So let's go to the chain. You can see right here. We got a debit spread. We spent, what did we spend on these ones? So the Julys, we spent 30 cents, so $60 to make a max profit of $1,000. And we dropped this play into the into my Twitter. So make sure you guys check that out. We did post that play, and then we also posted the 170 and the October spread too. And this one has a max gain of $500, and we spent $50 on it. So let's look at the Roku chart. And we took this trade. I got alerted into my Discord chat. So if you guys want to if you guys want to get in my Discord chat, make sure you guys let me know in the comments, and I will think about adding you into there. Now, with the Roku trade, I had got alerted by my buddy in my Discord chat saying that there is a new, it could be fake news or whatever, but that they're going to be getting acquired by Google. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm buying calls. And I tried to find a cheap play where we can get in for a low risk, but with a high reward. So I didn't want to sell credit spreads. I wanted to go with the debit spreads because my upside is like I said, this is a $60 to $1,000, and then $50 to $500. So that's a $1,500 profit range that we were able to take with only spending basically $110. So I like the trade. I took the trade, and we are looking at all-time. Basically, the way this trade is going to work, Roku needs to break out. So if we can get Roku up in this 160, 170s, then yes, these contracts will go up a lot. And as you can see right now, we're basically up about 28%. The contracts were up a little bit higher, but overall, the chart on Roku is bullish. We just got a daily cross, and there's a lot of upside. So we have these trend lines marked out, and we probably will set some alerts for that. And yeah, so now the play that, if you sat through right here, now we're going to go into the play that we're looking at to set up for the weekend premium crush. And as you guys all know, we have been rolling with Tesla. So that is the one that we are going to go ahead and look at. And I'm going to show you exactly what we're looking at. Oh yeah, and we are holding a Boeing play. So, but we'll talk about that later in another video. So first off, we're going to definitely go ahead and look at the Tesla chart. And we're going to break this down on how we kind of set up our plays. Now we're dealing with the daily chart, and we're in a shorter time frame. Now we're going to zoom in. I know this is, it's hard to see, but just try to focus. So as you can see, the Tesla stock has been holding this level range, and it's basically still breaking out. So we're going to go ahead and zoom out to the 1 year, 1 day. And as you can see, this wick high right here is at 968, and we have a low right here at about 900. So what we're looking at is we're still on an uptrend, so we want to sell probably under this pivot right here, which will be about 960. If we can go a little bit farther out, maybe 930s, that'll be good. But overall, we're gonna dig into the option table and see what we can find. So these 950s, yeah, so those, I think the option chain is messed up right now, so it's going to be a little bit harder. But if we were to go with around this range, this will be a little good. But yeah, so with the option chain messed up right now because it's so volatile right now, you're not going to get an accurate result. But overall, we are looking to set up a trade on Tesla. We're more than likely going to be selling 950s, 900s. The key about this trade is we need to see what happens tomorrow. So if tomorrow the stock runs all the way up, it's gonna mess up our play because we want to be able to sell as low as possible. So say the stock opens up tomorrow and it pulls back, then we'll be able to execute our trade. If the stock gaps up, we're going to close out the contract that we have today, and if it runs up, then we'll try to sell the contract early in the morning. But hopefully, if it runs up and it pulls back later in the day, then we'll try to sell the contract towards the end of the day. So stay tuned. Make sure you guys follow my Twitter. I will drop the play. So if you guys want to learn and watch the education of how I execute on these trades, then feel free to follow my Twitter. So that is basically it for this video. It's a 15-minute video, nothing too crazy. I just wanted to come on YouTube, drop a video, an update, talk about the stock market, what's going on. And like I said, if you guys want to join my Discord chat, make sure you guys drop a comment saying, Little Petty, I want to join your Discord chat. And Little Petty is out.